Hello and welcome back to Trails to Azure Part 19. Last time I left off with the next quest being, I believe, a Phantom Thievery quest. It might not be. And if it isn't, then they tricked me. But I haven't talked to these people because I was delaying anyway, so let's talk to them now. As a trader, I plan to keep a close eye on how the big conference develops. There's no doubt in my mind that Erebony and Calvert will try to throw their weight around to push new policies in their favor. How well Crossbow can negotiate with those two will ultimately come down to Mayor Croix. Okay, I bet these people have nothing important to say. I took some time off while President Rocksmith was visiting the building yesterday. I didn't feel like going out, though, with all the heightened security in the city. Before I knew it, I'd wasted the whole day in bed. At least I got some rest, but I couldn't help thinking about how nice it'd be to have an orbital computer at home, too. Oh, yeah, because I need to talk to her to get the key to go up. Thank you for coming, SSS. I take it you must be here from Miss Croix's request? Yes. That's just what we were going to ask you about, actually. Is it true that Belle's antique dolls have been stolen? Those would be the ones from the Rosenberg studio, would they not? You're correct on both counts. Miss Croix has been horribly distraught ever since. I know this is on short notice, but would it be possible for you to see to her request right away? I need to replace this cord from my controller. Because it doesn't... Okay, there it is. Let's catch a thief. Of course, we'd be glad to help. We could never refuse in good conscience, knowing how much Mariabelle has done for us. I see. Well, on behalf of Miss Croix, you have my gratitude. It's interesting that they, in the Trail series, they so clearly mix business and pleasure. Like, she's the receptionist for a company, but she's handling this stuff about the doll. Well, I mean, she works there, which is something at least, but like, it's her personal doll collection. It really shouldn't be being handled by the receptionist of the company, but... Now, first things first. I'm gonna have to issue you this card. And what's this? It's an authorization path for the IBC. We had one just like it before. Using it grants us clearance to specific floors of the building from the elevator. In other words, it's part of their security system. This isn't the largest bank on the continent for nothing. That card will allow you to enter the same floors as the ones you were given in this spring. Miss Croix is waiting in the CEO's office on the 16th floor. If you could please make your way up there. We will. Thanks, Lanfei. So, it's entirely possible that they would let me go to the basement, but I've decided to play the game as if, you know, real people. And real people wouldn't go to the basement. They probably wouldn't. They might not let me, but I don't feel like even trying. Belle, it's me. Ah, come right in. Thank you very much. Why is she in the seat? Good to see you again, Belle. Hello, Ellie. Special support section. I heard you returned to town last night, Tio. How have you been? Fine, thank you. Glad to hear it. I understand that you have a busy day ahead. What with the trade conference this afternoon. Best of luck to you. Thanks, we'll do what we can. I take it you're not planning to be at Orcus Tower yourself, then? That's right. As my father's stand-in, I can't very well abandon this pile of work he left behind at the bank. He'll be on his own when it comes to handling his conference duties. And on that note, I think I owe you all an apology. Perhaps it was ill-conceived of me to call you in on such short notice, especially on top of your other obligations. Don't worry about it, Mariabelle. You've helped the SS out so much. This is the least we could do to pay you back, though technically speaking, it could probably wait a day, because it is just a pair maybe of dolls. So, someone swiped a few of those antique dolls you've got, right? Mind giving us the lowdown? Of course. As you might know, I've been an avid collector of Rosenberg dolls for years. I've been keeping 5 of them here in my personal room at the IBC. However, someone took the opportunity to steal them last night while I was away on business. 5 dolls. Every one of them a Rosenberg. They must be worth a fortune. The larger ones fetch at least a few million mira at auction. This goes far deeper than monetary loss. I am a mother whose precious little darlings have been kidnapped. And I want that despicable crook torn limb from limb in the middle of Harbor District for it. Easy now, Mariabelle. By personal room, you mean the one right next door? Correct? That would mean the thief slipped past the IBC's world-class security. How is it even possible? Yes, I thought it rather peculiar myself at first. Once I found out what was left at the crime scene, whatever confusion I had was immediately dispelled. It's Phantom Thief B, baby. How so? I think it'd be faster to simply show you. Take a look at this. Wait, is this a calling card from Phantom Thief B? Indeed. The elusive filcher who's stolen countless works of art from all over the continent. Rumor has it he employs mysterious magics to perform his heists, and he always leaves his calling card at the scene of the crime, infiltrating the IBC buildings at feat only he could pull off. And from what I hear, you all had a case involving him earlier this year, isn't that right? You did? Indeed. Last time he stole a statue from the former City Hall building. In the end, we failed to apprehend him. And now he's back for round 2. Sounds like you 4 got into all kinds of crazy hijinks before we joined, huh? So, what does the card say? Allow me. Dear ladies and gentlemen of the special sports section, the little ladies whom the young madam adores are in my compassionate custody. Should you seek their freedom, throw open each of their cages, 5 in all, with the keys of truth. The first cage lies within the city. Search the throne of the constabulary's famed scrutineer. This is going to be in the police thing. What's it called? Police station? Famed scrutineer. Oh, that's going to be the far one. Where they interrogate people. So, do you understand now why I had no choice but to call all of you here? Yes, this is a direct challenge from Phantom Thief B to the SSS, which means we're the only ones who can handle this. He really stole 5 priceless dolls for something this petty? I mean, everything he does is petty. This guy's a nut job among nut jobs. Whatever his reasons are, he didn't have to involve Mariabelle. We ain't gonna let this one go. Not that there's anything we have that he could steal, so he has to involve other people. We just need to spend some money on some precious artifacts if we want him to not involve other people. I wholeheartedly agree. Those Rosenberg dolls mean the world to you, Belle. Thank you, Ellie. I'll leave this in your capable hands. Okay, before we start the investigation, I want to go over the calling card again. First, the little ladies part. Obviously, that's the dolls. Obviously, that's referring to the dolls themselves. As for the 5 cages, that must indicate that there are 5 separate locations, each hiding a single doll. So what you're saying is we'll have to search for them one at a time. I'm already dreading how much of a pain this will be. It's no different than every other mission with him, but... well, we can limit the first cage to within the city. Apparently it's a throne of the constabulary's famed scrutineer. That clue is the key to our first doll, anyone have any idea where it's pointing? Scrutineer. Why do I feel like we heard about something along those lines not too long ago? Well, no sense overthinking it. Let's just go check whatever spots come to mind. I'm expecting great things yet again, Special Support Section. Find my beloved little ones and bring them back home to me, won't you? Of course. We won't let you down, Mariabelle. I'll keep the clues from the card in the detective notebook for good measure. We can use it as a foundation to build our investigation off of. So, my assumption is that it has to be the CPD building, but I don't know what the reference, like, oh, we heard about Scrutineer recently. Like, the only place I can guess is right here. But if it's not here, then I don't have a good guess. Though it could be another room, but... Scrutineer. I don't remember anything else reference using the word Scrutineer. I mean, it would be weird if it was in here, but... Okay, so it's not here. Constabulary generally means, like, police, right? Okay, that's not logical at all. We don't have any business upstairs, despite the fact that we're searching for dolls that could be literally anywhere in the city. Like, that's not logical. Make up a better reason. Constabulary. Throne of the Constabulary's famed Scrutineer. I don't remember anything being referred to as Scrutineer. Double checking here. Throne could be... I mean, throne could be just about anything. It was probably just a chair, but not chair, like a seat type thing, but... Yep. Oh, okay. Didn't we hear that Chief Sergei's old nickname was Sergei the Scrutinous? Would that make his desk and chair the throne of the famed Scrutineer? It's worth a shot. Let's look around. There's something under his desk. Let me try taking it out. What the? That's physically not possible. What the? Is that a trunk? It reminds me of the one Kia was in when you found her at the Schwartz auction. Wazzy was there, just not with us. I bet him choosing this place as the first location was just an extra taunt for good measure. Yeah, he even used the Chief's old nickname. This guy's clearly got our number. Anyway, let's check it out. Why is it vertical? Couldn't they have had it on its side? Please? Couldn't they have had it on its side so it made sense? It's not that important. A card is affixed to the backside of the trunk. The second cage lies outside the city. Search the Harvester's Heritage, found off the Ramshackle Road. I'm assuming that's Armorica Road in the, like, shed-looking thing, but maybe not. There's no mistaking it. This is a genuine Rosenberg doll. Yes, I've seen it once before, and all of us have. His name is Kanan, I believe. Belle loved this one dearly. She names her dolls? Even Mariabelle has her sweet side, doesn't she? I'm a little surprised anyone would bother putting something like they had stolen in a trunk like this, though. Phantom Thievery is supposed to have some kind of deep appreciation for beauty, right? Maybe it's his way of showing respect. As for the second card of his, it seems like we're going to have to venture out of city limits this time. Sheesh. We're going to be running around the whole damn state at this rate. Our hints are Harvester's Heritage, and off the ramshackle road. The wording calls to mind somewhere rustic and old-fashioned, the polar opposite of a modern place like Crossbow City. That sounds about right. What do you say we take this first dolly with us and get to searching for the second? Bad idea. Just leave it here where it's relatively safe. Yeah, let's go. I mean, you can fit a human being inside that case. Obviously, it's not actually... Oh wait, I need to go to the other door. It's probably not actually that big. It's just they can't make it small, otherwise they don't have the details. But I'm assuming it's in this area. I can't think of anywhere else it would be. I'm assuming it's not in here. I assume it's that little side area there, probably. But we might not be able to get there. Oh no, we can. So it's not this side area, it's the side area later. Because Armorica Village, specifically, had a bunch of people talk... Well, a bunch of people. Literally the mayor's son talking about how it's old-fashioned and needs to be updated. So... yeah, I think that's where I'm thinking it is, maybe? I don't know if we can get past... Nope, it's not here. That's not where I was thinking. Is it... It's even further? There's an area with a little... Oh, that could actually be there. I probably should have checked there instead of just running past, but... Oh, look at the AoE. Did that... Okay, no. I thought I had something to interact with for a second there. But this area up here... yep, it's open. So it is this area. The gate is open? As I recall, this property is owned by Armorica Village and isn't normally open to the public. Perhaps they left it unlocked? Surely not on purpose, right? Either way, check it out. They've got monsters wandering in there again. Watch your step while we're looking around. Aye, aye, Captain. But yeah. It's gonna be off to the right, is my assumption. Like, my guess is it's going to be... Oops. I was in too much of a rush. Too much of a rush trying to get to the beat-up shed down here, where I'm assuming this area over here is my assumption. Yep, right there. I want to kill the anteater creature. Oh, I actually want to check the facts, but I'm pretty sure, like, pangolins, which are very anteater looking, are more closely related to canines than to anteaters, which is kind of wild, because I actually really want to get a... I'm distracted now. Apologies. Pangolin. I need a picture very quickly. These guys. This is Wikipedia pictures. Actually, no, I need to download it to save image as 4 pangolins. Like, pangolins are... They're known as scaly anteaters, but it's like, yeah, their closest living relatives are carnivorans, as opposed to Xenartha, which is sloth and anteaters and such, which is kind of cool. I have a picture of pangolins though. I want to put it up for a second. Very briefly. Got distracted. Yeah, like these guys that look very anteater-like are more closely related to like the group that includes dogs and stuff and canines. It's kind of wild. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting fact that they're surprisingly not, their closest relatives are not dogs. Or are not anteaters. But anyway, the second trunk was here of all places. Search the Harvester's Heritage off the ramshackle road. As I recall, this property has been used by Armorica Village as a storehouse for generation after generation. It's also really far from the village. So it must have been Phantom Thief B who opened the gate without permission. He can't go anywhere without stirring up trouble, can he? Anyway, let's take a look. A card is affixed to the backside of the trunk. The third cage lies outside the city. Find where one stands with their back bathed in the goddess's shining visage. Back bathed in the goddess's shining visage outside the city. So that's going to probably be in the cathedral area. Bell calls Sistal Liete. I could never mistake it. And we've got another one of those kooky riddle cards too. The goddess's shining visage. Maybe our best hint here. The bathed in part is telling as well. It would have to mean the visage is exceptionally large. Let's go have a look around then. There has to be some place that fits the bill. Where could it be other than... I want to kill all these guys and grab the chests because experience and items. I'm also a little confused about... I have no idea whether this is going to be the cathedral because it doesn't feel like it's like directing us to the cathedral. It feels more like it's trying to be like sneaky and it's like a temple, like a distant temple or something. But I can't think of anything but the cathedral right now. Let's just... Okay, it's too late now. Oh yeah, self-destruct. You know what that means? I'm even less likely to want to deal with them than I was mere seconds ago. Okay, nope. I don't want to have to deal with these guys exploding on me. There. Don't like wasting that. Oh, Septium Vein, that's good to have. Did you hear about the time Phantom Thief B broke into Arc-en-Ciel? I'm told he stole the spotlight. Lovely. Very good. I enjoyed it. She has some earth ones. I guess I can swap. What do I want to swap? I mean, none of these people have very good quartz right now, so I really can just swap anything and it's not really an issue. You know what, let's swap this. And, I don't know, swap this. And swap this. Because I don't actually need to rely on him as a healer anymore. Because I actually have other people that can heal. Get Gaia Titanus. That's pretty good. 120 EP though. Way too expensive to use ever. Nope, I'm not giving you a fair fight. You guys are annoying with your like stun and stuff. But yes, these are skunk anteaters. Hmm. Skunk anteaters. Ooh, good stacking up. Nice. That was beautiful. Instead from the burn. Nice. Quick and easy. Now it's just a chest, and then I'm done here. Celestial Bomb. Great. Great. Right after I finally got new stock from Mr. Hayworth, too. I'm done exploring here already. Let's look at the map. I'm bad at pushing buttons. Yeah, like, we're almost all the way down to the intersection here. Like, the fact that that is the storehouse for the village, when it's so far from where anyone seemingly lives or works, is kind of weird. But admittedly, it could just be the case that they do work all the way down there, but they just don't, they didn't bother to make it look like they would work there because this is just the transition area to get to the village, so it's not important to look nice. I probably should have just gone down and taken a bus up. It would have been faster, but especially since I'm just here to grab my car. I think Crossbow Cathedral is the only place I can think of. Okay, that's suspicious. They might be at the cathedral right now. Whoever they are. I need to explore everything now. Okay, not here. I need to figure out who this guy is. Because that's a limo. Okay, they could have something to say, but if I've already missed enough that I'm like, I don't care too much about missing more super secret hidden stuff, so it's not the end of the world. Wait, I thought this was like Liberalian design. So they came here in a limo? I'm sure you know, Julia. We have an old friend who was appointed to the cathedral not long ago. Yes, I inquired to one of the other sisters. It seems she's teaching a class outside the cathedral today. Ah, is that right? Or oh, is that right? I would have liked the opportunity to see her today. We still owe her a debt for her help back then. Princess Claudia. And Senior Captain Schwartz, too. Oh, there they are. Hello, everyone. We meet again. Julie and I have been expecting you. Why, though? Did they find the case that we're looking for? But pardon? How did you know we were coming? Through Sieg. We have him monitoring your surroundings from up in the sky. He alerted us to your arrival at the cathedral just now. You mean the White Falcon we met yesterday? Wow, he really is amazing. Sieg is an established informant of the Royal Guard, after all. But he isn't an informant, right? I thought informants had to be, like, outside sources. Like, you wouldn't call your spy an informant for your army, right? They would just be a spy. They would be an information, operative. It reminded me that, like, James Bond isn't technically a spy. He's an intelligence agent or something like that. It's kind of neat. But enough about that. What brings you all here today? Oh, and you even have a new face with you. Tio Plateau. Pleased to meet you. I returned to the SSS last night. It is an honor. The honor's all mine. Honestly, we were just doing our rounds. No real reason for stopping by or anything. Except there is a reason, but it's quite a twist of fate, running into your highness and the senior captain again so soon. Are you here to pay your respects? That's right. This cemetery is the final resting place for generations of those who have lost their lives in Crossbell. I wanted to come and see them before today's conference, not just to honor their memory, but to come to terms with the true costs and repercussions of the Crossbell problem. It's funny that the Crossbell problem is just Crossbell entirely. The Crossbell problem. That phrase is used to describe Ereboni and Calvert's feud over which of them has rightful ownership of Crossbell, correct? Yes, though it's hardly a phrase you'd hear Crossbones use themselves. The conflict has given rise to decades of tension, placing the two at the brink of war, with Crossbell right between them. The signing of the Non-Aggression Pact in Liberal 2 years ago only calmed things on the surface. Both major powers still... My apologies, Your Highness. I didn't mean to sound so rude. No, everything you said is the truth, Ellie. The purpose of grandmothers of Queen Alicia's Non-Aggression Pact was to prevent the Empire and Republic from resorting to military force. That allowed Crossbell to breathe a sigh of relief. The threat of war finally dissipated. But in its place came unseen political pressure from the two major powers. Pressure that has greatly affected the Crossbell state government. Because of that, it would be far too naive to claim the Non-Aggression Pact solved the Crossbell problem. It merely shifted the field of battle. Your Highness. But that doesn't mean the Non-Aggression Pact has been meaningless. That's not what she said. The Empire and Republic were still performing large-scale military exercises at our borders when I enlisted in the CGF. And I'll never be able to forget the terror of having those Imperial railway guns pointed at Crossbell City. She's right. If war had broken out and the Empire pulled the trigger, countless Crossbell lives would have been lost. Shortcomings aside, avoiding a tragedy like that is more than enough to justify the signing of the pact. Well, and it helped protect Liberal too, right? Either way, it's nothing you need to worry your pretty little head about, wouldn't you say, Your Highness? Seriously, Wazzy, you can't tell a crown princess to just get over it. That's alright. I know there's no sense in living in the past forever. That's why I plan to use the trade conference as an opportunity to discuss Crossbell's future. Coming here today was the final step in strengthening my resolve before doing so. Though I suppose it was a bit selfish of me to make more work for Julia and the Royal Guardsmen. Please, Your Highness, it was no trouble at all. If you don't mind me saying, Princess Claudia, you have an incredible strength of character. Yes, I envy the bright future that Liberal clearly has in store. You two are too kind. If I may interrupt you, Your Highness, the designated time is approaching. Oh, you're right. My apologies, Julia. Let us make our way to Orcus Tower. We'll have to bid farewell for now, Special Support Section. Though I suppose we'll be crossing paths again soon. I understand you're working security during the conference. They really shouldn't be revealing who's working security at the conference. That shouldn't be stuff that the visiting dignitaries know. That's right. The SSS will be making every effort to keep all of you safe. That was not the voice. Well, we'll leave it in your capable hands then. See you at Orcus Tower, ladies and gentlemen. So it's definitely not here is what it seems. Oh yeah, but this random scene that I could have very easily missed reminded me that I was checking yesterday after finishing... This is just a random person, right? After finishing the train inspection quest, because I was like, it was such a bad ending. But apparently there was a hidden quest that I missed, obviously, because I'm not following a guide anymore. But there's a hidden quest that I missed that makes that quest have an actual conclusion instead of the terrible story that existed without it, which I think is not great. I really think hidden quests shouldn't make other quests end just bad. Like, that ending was bad because it ended with everyone assuming that the old man was telling the truth, which with the hidden quest, you know that he was telling the truth, but there was no proof the old man was telling the truth. But everyone assumed that was the case because I assume it was written with the assumption that, like, because the people writing it knew that that was the truth, the characters being written were written with that in mind, whereas instead they shouldn't have assumed that it was stolen. They probably should have been written as though there was a chance it was stolen, but there was also a chance that he was lying. Because he's an old man, he can't lie. Like, it's not like, oh, he's an old man, he can't lie. That's not a reasonable assumption for police officers to make, but... And then that'd also remind me that I saw briefly that I also missed an entire quest in the Moon Temple with Rice, the sister from here, which is sad because I missed it, which is an entire storyline. Welcome. Is there something you require of me? If it's a sermon you're after, I could make time for you. Sorry, that's not why we're here today. Phantom Thievery's card mentioned the goddess's shining visage. Maybe that was referring to the stained glass window here, which would make the one who stands with their back bathed. I don't understand what's going on right now. But if you have business with me, I must ask that you state it clearly. Right, sorry about that. Archbishop Aralda, could you do us a favor and check under the pulpit? Why would I do that? Now, don't fret. We aren't up to anything suspicious. The SSS explained their mission, after which Archbishop Aralda searched under the pulpit. I'm actually going to check the Moon Temple in case I can do that quest now. I won't do it right away. I'll finish the Phantom Thief B before I even consider it, but if I can do it, I want to, because it has story. There it is. Again, way too big. A card is affixed to the backside of the trunk. The fourth cage lies outside the city. Find the road of iron that snakes under the skirt of the western rampart. So that's going to be the railway track going to Tangram Gate. This must be Mistel. Belle loves this one. I'll bet she does. At any rate, that brings us up to $3. Just when did that get there? And how did it fit? I do leave for business on occasion, but never long enough for someone to do this. The goddess works in mysterious ways? Back to the card. This clue is as perplexing as the rest. We could interpret the rampart to be some sort of defensive structure. If we include the western part in that, we get the defensive structure in the west. That's one interpretation at least. There's also the road of iron that snakes under the skirt. Yeah. I don't even know what that means. Another figure of speech, I imagine. That's a safe assumption. Alright, let's take this trunk with us and begin our search for the next one. Phantom Thief B. I've heard of his exploits before. He sounds to be quite the scoundrel. As a faithful servant of the goddess, I cannot forgive such insolence. Do whatever it takes to bring this man to justice. We'll try our best. It's kind of interesting. Okay, I was distracted. I want to go to the Moon Temple in case I'm able to get the quest that I missed there. Hey, it's gone. My assumption is I won't be able to. Oh, Moon Temple. Where's Moon Temple? Moon Temple's over here. Wait. No. Where is Moon Temple? Oh, Moon Temple's here. Because if I can do this quest, then that's nice. Because I probably should wait until I finish the Phantom Thief B quest line. But I'm just going to check. Because my assumption is I'm not going to be able to do it now. But if I can, then that's great. Because, oh. You try checking the chest a second time, only to witness the tiny bearded man in a pointy hat again. He stops his lively jig and glares at you. You quickly close the lid. But we leave the lid open for some reason. Okay. Definitely should have explored this place sooner. In which case I wouldn't miss the hidden quest that's here. I might not have missed it yet, but I still think I probably didn't. Oh, she's right there. Wonderful. I'll be back. I'm going to do the Phantom Thief B one. That's probably going to be it for today, and then that quest will take up tomorrow. Probably. There's probably a chest down here. I'm glad that I spoilered that hidden quest, because I want her quest line. Because for reasoning... Oh, I was going to ignore them for a bit, but they're already gonna explode and earthquake my team, so I need to kill it before it earthquakes and kills me. Oh, it's only a single target earthquake? Weak. I was expecting the, like, AoE earthquake, but if it's not AoE earthquake, it's not dangerous. Runic robe. What? 47 of 61? This is out of order. No! I'm at like 25. Oh no. Now this is gonna ruin the order. This perplexed Genevieve all the more. You've always kept your anger over this whole arrangement in. And you've been so cold. And now look at you. I can't even act angry at you like this. Bamboo rod. Use that rod to give the Imperial Fishing Club a taste of their own medicine. They're so snobby, and they never allow my Erebonian chest buddies to get a word in edgewise. Okay. Interesting. So I'm gonna check out the hidden quest here after I finish this quest. Because the Phantom Thievery quest line needs to be finished first. But I believe it's either Belgard Gate or it's going to be on the way to Belgard Gate. So I'm going to start here, and I think it's between here and there is... Yes, between here and there is where the various... Or there are various of these sorts of areas. I think there is one to the east of where I stopped, but... I'm starting here because it mentions the gate more explicitly. I think starting from going towards the gate is the better idea. Maybe? Nope, it was a bad idea. Unless it's like in the corner here. Yeah. So there is the gate here. Yep. I actually didn't expect we'd be allowed down here. What the? Oh, it's a tunnel under? Oh, this is cool. My assumption is going to be on this side, because otherwise, why is there a way to get across? But... Cool. Oh, that's not safe. That's not safe. Oh, it's here, though. How did this even get here? I mean, we got here. It's easy for someone else to get here. The clue on the card said, the road of iron that snakes under the skirt of the western ramparts. So the iron road was the freight line, and the western ramparts were referring to Belgard Gate. I got distracted. I wanted to comment about how I actually do, for these specifically for Phantom Thief B, I can respect the characters being dumb and not making connections because it's meant to be a puzzle for you to solve. And if they solved it, it would defeat the purpose of the quests. So I can respect them being dumb on not recognizing that Iron Road is Freight Line and Western Ramparts is Belgard Gate. I can respect that they don't make that connection because that's the whole purpose of the quest. If they solved it, it would be boring. Though some of them are a little unfair. In the previous game, the link to the Fishing Guild's aquarium was weak. At any rate, this isn't really an ideal place to pop that trunk open. Why don't we take it to the platform on the other side? Good idea. Let's be careful moving it over. A card is affixed to the backside of the trunk. The final cage lies within the city. In the soaring structure, descend from the summit of 16 by 20... Oh, yes, this is basement 5F in the IBC. Descend from the summit of 16 by 21 and scour the vista of windows to another world, which would be the computer screens. See, these were all easily doable. None of these were unreasonable in my opinion. I think all of these were very doable. Of course, I could be wrong, but I'd be shocked. This is one of Belle's dolls. Sharon. I'm sure of it. That makes 4 out of 5, right? meaning all that remains is the final cage mentioned on the card. A soaring structure in the city. It has to be talking about someplace tall, right? Wouldn't that be Orcus Tower? I believe Orcus Tower stands at 40 stories above ground. But if the summit in question here is at 16, then perhaps it's talking about somewhere else. There's also the matter of descending from 16 by 21. It doesn't sound possible. That's probably the key to solving this riddle then. We have that vista of windows to another world bit to consider too. Yet again, it's some sort of metaphor. Let's look around the city and see if anything matches up with this clue. Yeah, like, that was decent. That was not a poorly conceived. Like, every single one of these was very solvable. So, like, I'm glad they... Ooh, it's a kid. I hope we can go home soon. There's probably people to talk to. There might be a book available. I've given up on collecting all the books because I've already missed one. Oh, I left it at the middle, didn't I? If I go here and press this to return it to the garage, and then I can just go back to Crossbow City. It's weird that the car can magically travel back by itself, but it can't travel to us by itself. I do understand the gameplay reasons. So this is going to be done, and it's close. I might start the... Oh yeah, I need to go up to Harbor and then up the rest. I might start that secretive quest that I would have missed. I'm glad I didn't miss it because I actually do want that story. I want the explanation of why she's here. Ooh, now this is music. Come on, don't make it that obvious. At least make us have to look around and interact with these screens instead of just, oh, it's right here. There it is, the final trunk. In the soaring structure, descend from the summit of 16 by 21 and scour the vista of windows to another world. Like, yeah, we didn't scour the windows. Although I guess scouring the vista of windows, if you're only looking at each individually, then it's not looking at the vista, it's looking at the windows. So if you stand back to look at the vista of windows, okay, that's reasonable. Descending from the 16th story of the IBC building to the 5th basement level makes a difference of 21 floors total. The vista of windows to another world must refer to these terminal monitors tracking data from the orbital network. Going by that logic, this was the only spot that made any sense. Let's take a look inside. This doll's name is Alice. It's Belle's favorite out of her entire collection. There isn't a card on the back like the others. This must be the end of our scavenger hunt. That's the end of that then. Finally, I'm exhausted. And Hacker? Hacker Man. Huh? What the heck was that? What's going on over here? It sounded like we just got some new orb mail in. Hold up. Is that one of Lady Mariabelle's dolls? Yeah, it was sitting right here. How did you guys not see it? My concern lies more in the timing of that orbital mail. May I take a look? Something about this gives me the shivers, so be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest. Doodle 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 doo. Click clack, click clack. I wonder what would happen if I... Yeah, it doesn't really pick up. Unless I really hammer away at my keyboard. What's wrong, Gio? The one who sent this message was Phantom Thief B. I mean, yeah. Why are they shocked? It's obvious who it was from, given the timing. What? The guy himself? You're kidding. But how? And from where? Would you mind opening it, Tio? Roger. Undefined subject. What a rude dude. At least put a subject line. To the lovely ladies and gentlemen of the special support section. First, allow me to express my gratitude for the entertainment you've provided thus far. Next, my sincerest apology to the owner of these dolls, Miss Mariabelle Croix, as well as their creator, Meister Jorg, for my dastardly impropriety. Nevertheless, rest assured that I took the utmost care not to damage these beautiful works of art while they were in my possession. With that, I will soon be excusing myself from these lands. Thank you once again, and farewell, special support section. I, Phantom Thief Bleblanc. Lame. This doesn't make sense. Why would he reveal his name, his enforcer number, and that he belongs to Ouroboros? That was something we had to find out through work in Trails in the Sky. Why does he give it away for free now? I, Phantom Thief Bleblanc, enforcer number 10 of the Society of Ouroboros, await your continued growth with bated breath. May the goddess visit good fortune upon you. P.S. This orb mail will be automatically deleted, and is thus impossible to save or trace. I suggest you not bother trying. Wait. What? Is he serious? You'd think someone like him would choose a more theatrical way to let the cat out of the bag. Who'd have thought that everyone's favorite Phantom Thief was actually an enforcer for Ouroboros? Come to think of it, he did hint at being acquainted with Ren. Oh wait, Tio, is there any way we can print that message out? Yeah, there has to be some sort of clue we can glean from it. I'm making an attempt, but it isn't going especially well. The mail source code has been slowly deleting itself since the moment it was opened. Fortunately, no other terminals have been affected. Recovering the message, however, will be impossible. Well, shoot. Burglar Boy really covered his bases here. That reminds me. We also know diddly squat about the hacker who trapped us in the Geofront yesterday. Good point. Between that hacking incident and this orb mail, they're obviously a cut above when it comes to their tech. I'm not sure I fully understand what's happening right now. Wait a sec, Clay. We have to verify that this breach didn't impact any of our data. Oh yeah, he could have left a virus on our system. Sorry guys, we need to get back to work. Well, at the end of the day, we did manage to recover all of the missing Rosenberg dolls. Let's go return them to Mariabelle. Yes, let's. I think I get the gist of things now. Still, what a shock it is to learn that the legendary Phantom Thief B is a member of Ouroboros. If that's true, it's no wonder he's eluded the authorities for as long as he has. Here I was planning to punish him so severely that he'd wish he had never been born. I'd be scared shitless in his shoes, but if you were in his shoes, you'd be able to escape literally anybody, so you wouldn't be scared. I am sorry, Mariabelle. We wanted to capture him just as much as you did. But on the bright side, we did manage to bring your dolls back. He physically would not be able to carry all 5 of those trunks. The SSS handed over the 5 trunks containing the Rosenberg dolls to Mariabelle. Hehe. Welcome home, Alice, Canalita, Mistel, and Sharon. Acklemush. Very well. I have no complaints or further comments at this time. All that matters is that my precious Rosenberg dolls have returned to me, safe and sound. Phantom Thief B intended to keep those little ladies in one piece from the start, if it's any consolation. After all, he went through the trouble of securing them in those trunks, and tucking them out of harm's way. That is a lot of work, come to think of it. Though, they would have been better off had he not stolen them in the first place. That's definitely true. Clearly, we'll have to further improve the IBC safety protocols to ensure this never happens again. Our security department will be working harder than ever before, once I'm through with them. You, however, were a tremendous help, SSS. They could learn a few things from you. Don't even mention it, Belle. That's what friends are for. Wait, last time this happened... No, it couldn't be. Is something wrong, Lloyd? And just what are those lecherous eyes of yours doing pointing at me? Let me explain. When we solved our first Phantom Thievery case, it turned out that he had disguised himself as a client. Holy smokes, I forgot all about that. So did I. What are you implying, Lloyd? Let me be as clear as I can. Are you the real Mariabelle Quap? Oh, come now, Lloyd. Just where do you find the gall to accuse me so crassly? And after all the genuine gratitude I've shown you. I'm sorry. There's no mistaking it. This is the real Mariabelle. Oh, Lloyd. Not quite the brilliant deduction he was aiming for, was it? It wasn't deduction. It was caution. And he was just being careful. Afterward, Lloyd and the others went to the first floor and returned their authorization key to the reception desk. Oh, we don't get to keep it this time? Doll napped complete. So, now is time to hopefully get the hidden quest that I thought I missed. Because I want the hidden quest entirely because I want the story of why she's here. Because she's here to investigate stuff, but we don't know what yet. And so I want as much info about her plotline as possible. So I don't want to miss a potential hidden quest. But given the time, I might go through the introductory cutscene if the quest is still here and she's not already done. Like, I'll interact with her, but I won't go through everything right away. Let's just kill them, whatever. Okay. I'm really sad they nerfed that heal. I respect them nerfing it, but I'm so sad they did. Okay. My assumption is that I'm not too late. And I'll go through this cutscene right here. Hey, the bell's glowing. I'll go through just this cutscene. And then I'll stop for today. To leave a cliffhanger. But not really. It's mostly just because of the timing. I don't know how long this will take, and it's about an hour already, so. And after this, it will be an hour. By the sinner, it was rung. Thus did its ominous clangor resound, heralding the start of an era of chaos. An excerpt from the Book of Ladders, introductory verse, Sound of Awakening. Wait, is that Reese? I think it's Reese, or yeah, I'll go with Reese instead of Rice. Oh, you're the special support section. Long time no see. And who is this? Oh, right. She's a sister of the Septian Church. We met her a little while back. My name is Reese Argent. Pleased to meet you. So tell us, what the heck's a lady of the cloth like yourself doing in a place like this? Oh, I just remembered. I think she is loosely related to Kevin in the sense that I think her sister sort of adopted him to take care of him when he was younger. Though I can't really remember the specifics because it's been over a year and a half. So tell us, what the heck's a lady of the cloth like yourself doing in a place like this? Good question. All entry to these ruins has been prohibited by the CGF. Well, I happen to be teaching a class in mines today. But on my way back, I heard a peculiar sound from this direction, coming from this direction. A sound? Bing bong, bing bong. Lloyd, do you think? Yeah, that bell must be resonating again. Tio, do you sense anything inside? Only faintly. But yes, I can confirm that the higher elements have returned to the premises. That can't be. Could someone have tampered with the bell, maybe? If by tampered you mean struck? Sure. I take this is the place where people have been reporting all those ghosts before? Had been reporting all those ghosts before? Ghosts? Excuse me, would you mind explaining that to me in detail? Sure. Lloyd recounted their previous investigation. So that's the whole of it. Now I understand. A mysterious ruin where the 3 higher elements are active. Reese. Sorry, don't mind me. Circumstances being what they are, I need to stop that bell from ringing as soon as possible. If you'd please excuse me, until next we meet. Huh? Up and over. That's pretty funny. Wait, Reese, what are you... As I said, I'm going to stop the bell. That bell. Quelling the lost souls of the dead is one of the many responsibilities of the church. Well, yeah, but... Come on, White, say something. Don't you think it'd be better for us to take care of this sort of thing? I agree. The presence of the higher elements indicates a strong chance that fiends may be lurking within. You're both right. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be strolling around, except she's not a civilian, but... That may be true, but... Is something wrong, Ellie? Oh yeah, because Ellie has hinted at knowing context about Reese, presumably how she's related to, what, the Congregation of the Sacraments, who are the people who are like hitmen? So she's competent at fighting? No, you're right. This is almost certainly going to be dangerous. Reese, could you do us a favor and leave us to the SSS? Well, if that's the way it has to be, then I'm going to have to insist that you allow me to accompany you. I'm quite skilled in thaumaturgy, so you can rest assured that I won't be in your way. Ha, she's a stubborn one, isn't she? What's it called? I don't think she's going to take no for an answer. Well, we'll just have to bring her along then. We've investigated the temple before, so it should be easier this than last time. Then again, are you going to be okay doing this again, Ellie? Oh, please. You don't need to worry about me. Like you said, we've done this before. I'll be fine as long as I'm mentally prepared. So in other words, she isn't fine at all. Anyway, is this arrangement all right with you, Reese? Yes, it is. I'm glad to have your company. So yeah, I'm going to stop right here. Dark Side of the Moon. Reese is joined as a guest. If she's KO'd, game over. Do we get status on her? Do we get, like... No, we don't. Lame. But I'm going to get right to the door. And stop right here. Because this is an okay place to stop. And it's an hour. And this is going to take more than half an hour is my assumption. And an hour and a half is my goal for, like, hard limit. Because doing it every day and going for more than that would drive me insane. Because these games are so... I mean, the game's fun, but they're also kind of a slog. So if I played for, like, more than an hour and a half, it would probably... I would burn out on the game very quickly. But this is where I will stop for today. I'll return and complete this quest after, and then maybe, who knows what more will happen, but this will be for tomorrow. So, goodbye. Have a nice day.